Hello, welcome back. This is second game of whatever game round we're on. Three or four, something like that. I think four. I've forgotten. It might be the first one of that one. I don't know. I've completely lost track. No, it's the first one of game round 4. There we go. It's Dark Elves against Undead. I do know that bit. I don't know the score. I've covered it up again. I do have an inkling of the result, but just not the score. What have we got here? So Undead chose to attack. There's quite a big difference in fan factor, which means there's +2 flame for the Dark Elves. I know that becomes significant as well. And we will look at that. So, hang on. They chose... No, hang on. They chose to kick. Okay, so that is defending. So I'll look at the Undead first. Sorry, a bit all over the place. Right. 2 unleveled zombies and the 2 mummies are on the line of scourge in defence. Have been left in a way that they can get at 2 zombies, so I think we might see both of these zombies hit. We've got guard on both the mummies, which will make them more difficult. Block on one, stand firm on the other. Both the whites now have levels. We've got a tackle and a mighty blow. A block skeleton and a block ghoul. A zombie in here. Both the ghouls have block and one has movement 8, and that is a block zombie. That is a riot, so a shorter drive, shorter attacking drive for the Dark Elves, which shouldn't really bother them too much. 3 unleveled lineman types on the bench for the Undead. This is an agility 1 skeleton who's still around, probably is surplus to requirements. 2 unleveled zombies as well. The Dark Elves, they've got 2 unleveled linos on the bench, I think. Yes, we've got block lineman, tackle lineman on the line of scrimmage, so it's just maybe not taking their line of scrimmage hits. They might hit this guy, I suppose, although they are short and assist at the moment. There's a block dodge sidestep blitzer over here. This is an agility 5 leap witch elf. Dodge and dodge blitzer here. Tackle blitzer, dodge agility 5 blitzer. We've got a wrestle kick player over here who are attacking, but I guess wrestle makes him better than either of those. Runner has leader, which puts him on 4 rerolls, and then there's an unleveled witch. You should maybe be looking at throwing a pass to get that level up. And the Dark Elves are attacking. So I'll put in assist here. This is going to be their blitz almost certainly. So no one easily surfable with frenzy. Could probably look at ways of like deploying someone there and pushing in, but it'd take a big commitment of players, so it's probably not really that worth it. Are hitting that white though. Using that full 3 roll for the pickup, and that is a double 1 straight away for a turnover and a reroll burned. Not a lot achieved in that turn for the Dark Elves. They weren't given much opportunity to do much with it. Partly because they weren't really going to get line of scrimmage hits with the mummies here. And now the Undead fight back. In here, I think we'll probably see. You can get an assist on this one. The tackle white hitting this might be a good blitz target. They actually do have an assist there. And blitz around that way. Mummy pushes forwards. And they're hitting the agility 5 guy with tackle. Okay, fair enough. Also a good blitz target with a niggling injury as well. It's worth trying to hit this player when you can. And agility 5 is so useful. So yeah, Undead's claiming control of this space, which is pretty good going really. Because it means they have control of much of the pitch as it stands. And putting pressure on the ball as well. 4 blitz on this ghoul, which is just a push. know if we're going to see the ball shifted towards this blitzer, maybe. So they are going to move the ball forwards because they've started moving that way. Pick up successful that time. This will probably be a throw for a level. 2+, 2+. Successful. Which level's up? And we're going to go for probably the touchdown with this one. Have some dodging away here, and that'll be a screen put in place, which is going to keep the ball pretty safe. Yeah, so that's this goal pretty solidly put in as well. There's still a way around because it's so fast. It's 3+ dodge out whichever way you go, and it's with tackle, and both the Dark Elves tackle players are here surrounding it. It's not really a good way through here. This white can dodge there on a 5, but I don't know if that's worth it. And then there's still only 1 dice as long as you take this assist out. So yeah, pretty well screened. Only leaving very slim chances for the undead to get round at the ball carrier. So blitzing with their mummy. So looking for a 6 here, doesn't get one. So that is a push. We've had no removals yet. I think we've had 1 stun so far. That's all we've seen. And that's tackle on this player. So Dark Elves can just walk this in. They don't need to roll any dice to score. 2, 4, 6. Oh heck, 2, 4, 6, 7. No, it is a 2+ to score because for the they go for it. Lots of movement first, so no dice rolled yet, and they've activated quite a few players. They're gonna go for this turn. They are, yeah. It's a bit of safety there in case that was a fall over. It's a good move to put that in place first. Gives you someone who can catch a bouncing ball or just cover it if the ball's still on the floor there. And they take an early lead. Yeah, I didn't imagine that blitzer would be staying on the line. So some of the more valuable players protected there. And offsetting the line of scourge, which is a nice thing to do. You might have noticed I do that with my high elves all the time. It has 2 benefits. One is it kind of makes the attacking team set up over to one side to create space at the sides of the pitch. For that way that I like to play elves, which is to rush at the ball after you've kicked it. So they'll use this kicker to put the ball deep and then probably go around to it. The other thing is if a perfect defence comes up, you can maybe avoid some hits on the line of scourge by moving your 3 players just over to the other side. That's just in this rule set. New tabletop rules, that doesn't work anymore. But it does still have the other benefit. And because of the strength advantage the Undead have got with the mummies, they don't need to put 5 players here, which is what you'd normally see against you in an evenly strengthed sort of matchup. Could well have made that 3 dice, probably would have been worth it by just starting one of these players here. You get a 3 dice block there. So we've got a fail pick up there. Already use a reroll to reroll pushback. So the ball's on the floor, which is quite dangerous. So the Dark Elves should be looking to They've still left quite a solid defence over this side, but I think they should be blitzing this end one to create more space for them to get around there. So I'm going to blitz this ghoul instead though. Okay, so hit a valuable target and got a stun. And we've got tackle on the other ghoul as well, with both ghouls being over there. That has helped that. They can still get through here a bit. Yeah, and even with that second one, they probably wouldn't have created that much more space by just blitzing that end one off. But it's just an extra square forward. They could have been for more pressure on the ball. Even got the agility 5 players, they could maybe send through tackle zones. Yeah, so pushing forwards on both flanks, which makes it hard to find somewhere to get the ball safe, definitely in an advanced position. They'll probably be looking to get this white on the ball up here and form a cage in this area. It's probably the safest line of play. Trying to open up with a mummy block. For that, so if they had to use the reroll on that, that would have been a bad situation. But they come up with a double one as well. So both teams have had one of those on the foul pickup. But it's 3 foul pickup rolls for the Undead now so far. And this ball is not at all safe. So that's the assist. I kind of want this player to pick the ball up, so it'd be nice if someone else can reach for the blitz. So maybe this one will blitz and then try to pick up anyway. Does get the knockdown. Does get the pick up. Not enough movement left. So they'll be able to get probably at least 1 dice on the ball next turn. The Undead. Probably look at getting another player back there for the assist. Get this tackle white to make the blitz, so they want an assist here. Probably this white. This white there, this white blitzes from there. The ball is down, but it's going to be really hard to do anything with it after that to get at it, because it's going to be surrounded by Dark Elves. Turn 6. Yeah, this should have been the one who blitzed. Definitely, because he's got tackle. I don't get who's blitzing, if not one of these whites. Okay, there's a ghoul back here, but definitely not the best choice of blitzer when this guy's got tackle. Gets it down anyway, but you double the chances by using a tackle guy. And there's still a 2+ to score on for the Dark Elves here. 2 2+s if they switch else doing it. And on 27 points, you think, yeah, score with that player. Get the levels. Looking to engage here, and this is where the slowness of the Undead becomes a problem. And they had 1 white back here, but then all of their reasonably fast players were over here, which means that was a very good choice of where to kick, because it's away from all the players that can respond if you do get through. And then failing to pick up the ball for 2 turns, there's undone this here. Let's go back to just advances, because there's too many skills on the table. That's the ball down, so definitely targeting the ghouls. We do have... Oh, she's going that way. She's going to throw it to this switch. That's a 1. Still got 4 rerolls. And they must have picked one off the second kickoff. Okay, holding it in here. So do have to watch out for this tackle white. This is the danger player. Where are we blocking? Over here. Just a stun there. Yeah, this white. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 2 2+s, and then has 1 dice on the wall. Start to put a screen in now. It's another dodge. No reroll though. And these dodges were pretty important to to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So it adds a 3+ dodging for that 1 dice on the ball. They're going to blitz there, which means this ghoul can probably reach as well for 1 dice, but that's a 1 in 3 to knock down rather than 1 in 2 that the white had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to go for it. So yeah, dodging over that corner for the ghoul be the best one. This has got a tackle, so you don't want to dodge across that corner. That's our first removal. That's the kick aggressive player who has lost agility. That is a shame. Might have apothecary'd that one. I guess with more valuable players, they're trying to save the save it for them. The blitz was on there for this goal. I think that should be where it was used. Maybe trying to tempt the Dark Elves into some blocks before. Are we going for a... That's a 5-point lineman. Could just pass it to him, or hand off. Go for the handoff for the score. Thought the animation looked like he dropped that then for a sec, but he was just enscribing it to the floor in celebration or whatever. Right, 2-0. That is the half-time score, I think. Oh no, Undead have got a turn. Stands, so just that 1 removal so far. So looking at the most expendable players they can, and then yeah, putting players back here who they want to protect. I guess this guy's got a level coming. So he's potentially more valuable than this block one. Because that could be something special. Whereas if this guy dies and this guy rolls a normal level, you just replace him. But you know, this is potentially a guard lineman or a strength 4 one or something, which is more valuable than the block one. So I think putting the 2 guard mummies together right next to each other makes it much easier for them to get 3 dice blocks. Okay, now this is one of the things I did hear about. We do have a pitch invasion, and yeah, which heavily favoured the Dark Elves there, which is because of this +2 fame. Well, we can't see it because it's paused, but it was that roll at the beginning with fan factor. So it's 2d6 plus your fan factor. Both teams roll that at the beginning of every game. Whoever gets the highest, if you have higher, you have 1 fame. If you have double or more, you have 2 fame, which is what the Dark Elves have. And now a pitch invasion is a d6 for every player on the pitch, and on a 6 they get stunned. So the Dark Elves roll 2 6s. What you also get to do is to add your fame to that roll. So the Dark Elves are looking for 4 pluses to stun undead players, which is why they've been massively affected more than the Dark Elves were. So it isn't a random roll to decide how many players get knocked over, and it isn't massively bad luck. It was fame. Fame is a really big contributor to some kickoff results, but it's only a couple of them. But this is one of the big ones where it does really affect things. And having both the mummies and a white go down means they lose some hitting power here. It is something that's been toned down and evened out a bit in new tabletop rules. I don't think you blitz that one. This guy could still hit here, so, and has block, so would have been a better candidate to make that block. Yeah, so now this player has nothing to do. Could maybe have risked a 1 dice for that one and blitz with the other one. Just for the only players left. And now that is Dark Elf. Dark Elves are defending. It's an undead attacking drive. It's still 11 plays 11. This player's not on the pitch. He's 3 points from a level though. They're setting up quite a similar way. They've got the agility 5 which on now. She was just off for that last turn. Cod Stewart is on the bench. And they're all sitting on this side, so that's just going to make the Undead player move. Undead coach move all their players. Yeah, I'd want to look at to get this safe as possible. If you move this one in here, oh no, hang on, that one there, and assist there, then you open with 3 dice with block. It's the safest block you can take, and you hit that one away. And then you probably use one of the whites, maybe one of the block ones, but you want your whites hitting people to knock this one away, and then the other mummy who doesn't have block still has 3 dice to hit this one. So you can get 3 dice for both mummies, which is firstly safer and secondly much higher chance of getting a knockdown. And you're getting your white to hit someone as well. Your mighty blow white should definitely be hitting someone every turn he possibly can. And I guess that they want a touchdown with that tackle white, so I think he's really close to leveling. That's a quick snap. So you can move some players closer to the ball. Yeah, it's a 15-point white and a 10.1. Got the Ghouls, who's maybe good to level as well. One's on 15 points, so maybe get that one to hit people. You've got to think about who's going to blitz as well and who you're going to blitz, who's your target. I'd say this tackle lineman is an excellent blitz choice because he doesn't have block. He's easier to knock over and he's dangerous. He's got tackle, dangerous to your Ghouls. Yeah, opening with a not block player is the least safe block you could have. That's a double skulls, that's quad skulls, so that's no protection from anything. And they just happen sometimes. Do happen a surprising amount. Definitely not. What is the odds of this? 1 in 256. I'm not making that up, that might be something else. Yeah, so tackle lineman is hitting the Ghoul, knocks him over. For a knockout as well. So looking, but again, I know they were targeting the Ghoul, but they kicked the ball this side and now they're pushing this side, which is sort of a surprising choice. You'd expect them to follow the ball around and get pressure on it, and they can still do that a bit. They've got the runner in here. They've got this player who can get around. And this one, but if they blitz this player out the way, you've got all this space to push through. You get all these players much further forwards and in the white's face. I think already as it is, they have to blitz this guy. Is that leaping just for the sake of it? Maybe. It is quite fun. That's a 1 dice skull. Reroll to a push. Right, so Undead as the attacking team, 4 things to think about in a turn. What is the point of this turn? What do you need to achieve? They need to get the ball safe, which is also the second question. Is the ball safe? No, absolutely not, because all the Dark Elves need to do is, firstly, this player can come in and pick it up on the 2+ anyway, but if the Dark Elves get the turn with the board as it is now, all they do is blitz this guy away, this guy picks it up and scores. It's an easy touchdown, so they have to deal with this. And then the third question you get in a turn, where is the blitz? The blitz has to be this player, and think about who the best person to do that is. It's this guy with tackle, so he needs an assist and he needs to hit that guy with a 55% chance of knockdown. If you push him, he's just going to stand next to the ball still. So you could think about, can you block off other squares? So this zombie 2, 4, no, he needs 2 go for it to go there, so that's no help. Skeleton also needs to go for it, so not really. You're going to have to try and knock him down. That means he's going to have to be the assist, I think. Unless you can do 4. You can risk 1 go for it to get the assist from this zombie, so that you've still got this player to come and pick the ball up after and try and shield it somewhere. But they're so outpaced, and again have all their quick players on this side away from the ball, that it's going to be really tough to keep it safe. So all they can do is try and make it as difficult for the Dark Elves as possible. 4th question they get is, what points of contact do you have to make blocks? And yeah, this mummy's going to hit someone at some point in the turn, but it's definitely not the most important action. So we don't want to see that happening first. This ghoul is in contact with people, but can't really get a decent block on. And this mummy can't do a lot, but he can put an assist in to try and get 3 dice for this mummy somewhere. So you can get an assist in there and in there from the mummy. Stand this guy up. This one can't assist. You can get 3 dice on that one. But do that later, or maybe set it up before you roll any dice, but that should not be early in the turn. This is the priority this turn. Dealing with this player and getting the ball safe as you can. But we open with the mummy, which I get away with. And they could have made it 3 dice still. But a double skull's there, or a 1 in 9 into a 1 in 9 because it hasn't got block. And you turn over and you just give the ball away. So I have gone for the 1 dice there. But this is the player who should be making the block because he's got dodge and sidestep. And block. Does find a pal though. And finds an injury. That's a mixed next game on that player. I don't think I'd have fell onto the ball there either, because all you're going to do is bobble it potentially into one of these whites so you can catch it, and it's a free attempt to take the ball that doesn't cause a turnover if they fail it. So staying near the ball, great, but I don't think I'd go on it. Just because it's giving that opportunity up to try and catch the ball for free. But that wasn't another miss next game, so that played out on the next one too. And the kicker's lost agility, which is a real shame. Okay, so if they can get the ball up here. Yeah, I don't know if this white still had movement left to get there. I think that was the safest square it could have got to. They can still get this guy. So assist there, they need to take this assist out. Probably with the Witch Elf, and then blitz with this guy. Because I don't think you can blitz with the Witch Elf because the pushback is disastrous. With Frenzy, that's just a Frenzy trap waiting to happen. Could I guess risk the 1 dice with this blitzer? Making sure I keep it away from the mummies. I'm going to go for the 1 dice, it looks like. It finds a power with a reroll. And that's a good scatter for the Dark Elves. That's 3 tackle zones to the 2 undead ones once that white stands up. Oh, she's leaping in to get the ball. Fair. Gets away. Is that a pass? Just a handoff. Just a handoff, I think. And we're looking to get more points on that Witch Elf. So whites are both up. This school could have got around to here, which would have caused some more problems. Probably going to see a mummy blitz, I'd imagine. Lots of shuffling forwards or backwards for the undead, and this mummy's going to blitz one of these, I'm pretty sure. He rolls a double power on the Blodge player. Follows up there. So this Witch Elf can just dodge away. He's going to be their safest play. I don't think they're going to have anything better. Go for points on the runner, I think. So lots of dodging away. Creating a bobble box, which is the colloquial term for what if I drop the ball and it bounces around. It's another player who could catch it. That is 3-0. Didn't drop it, and that's a level runner, so picking up quite a few levels this game. That's a Witch Elf runner and a lineman now. The agility 5 Witch Elf is 3 points off of 31 as well for another level. Move this back. Spot what might have what inducements there might have been in this game actually. So they've got a Bloodwiser Babe. The team value difference might have been a bit bigger than that as well, so they may have got extra rerolls. I know they do like to do that. They have in other games. Dark Elves are down to 10 players and lost those 2. Oh no, they're not, they're on 11. I missed this guy at the back here. So I hadn't offset this time. But with the mummies, it wasn't necessarily pulling that many players sideways to do it. Both the ghouls still on one side again, so I think they're going to kick the opposite corner to the ghouls. Oh no, they don't have a kicker now. Another pitch invasion. So again, adversely affects the undead, but because they're 4+ rolls against 6+ rolls, that's kind of going to happen. Both schools are down, so looking to get the ball on this white, which they do this time successfully. But then throwing it for no real reason, although he's on 15 points and the game is lost. That's a successful pass under level on the white. I think they had a zombie somewhere as well who levelled this game. Yeah, this one's on 7 points, so would have got one of those casualties, I think. Must have done, that's the only way they'd have scored any points so far. And this white is in here. He's on 12 points, I think, as well, so it's worth trying to score one. And Dark Elves setting up quite carefully to just try and hem the undead team in here, I think. It's just a push. Yeah, bag it in an L shape, so that's going to be difficult to get 2 dice on, apart from with a mummy. And even then, this is a block and dodge player, and it'll only be 2 dice. Okay, but it's in there, so trying to make a gap here. For a knockout. Hasn't really created a gap. I think if they blitz this one, there's still this line here. They could maybe try and break through. But I think the undead maybe just sort of shuffle forwards a bit this turn and try and grind their way through. Because this is the weakest point in the Dark Elf line, especially now when there's only one player there. Need to make the ball safe, so need to protect this corner. Okay, that play going in there might give us possibilities for something clever and fun. Just trying to look at, because it does give up a T shape. You'd have to take out these assists as well to get 1 dice to try and push him in. Yeah, you can get 1 dice on the ball fairly easily here. I mean, because he's standing next to a mummy, he needs to be out. So you'd have to push into the white, into this prone player who needs to come away from the mummy with guard. And then he's standing there just right next to the ball carrier. Take that assist out as well, you've got 1 dice. But it's because these are bunched up, you need to leave gaps so that you can push players into them rather than into the players who need to come out of the way. I just wonder if we can do it any better than that. And once he's there, I don't think we can get an assist in because there's no guard on the Dark Elf team. Is the one thing here. I don't think we can try and push out anywhere. Maybe, I mean, you'd probably be able to get 1 dice here because again there's guard. You wouldn't be able to get 2 assists on that ghoul, so you'd be trying to find a 1 in 6 to knock it down and push that skeleton away. So you can put an assist in there, so that's just a bit much. What can they do here? So putting their own scoring threat in, which we saw they did very well against High Elves last time round, and a couple of chances to get something out of that. Okay, so instead they've used their blitz to push the ball carrier over here. Now if they can take out 3 assists, so maybe this player in here, or this one, that's 1 dice on the ball there. So I have found 1 dice on the ball, just a different way. And it is down. So dropping the ball over here. There wasn't really a good space to push to for trying to get away from Undead. Just come back where he was standing. And failed with that 1 dice. Oh, excuse me. Right, so blitzing with the mummy again, so that's creating a bit of space there. Does free this player up to assist, so they can get 2 dice there. Get 2 dice here as well, but I don't necessarily need to. 3 dice from the mummy to push away. Yeah, a block there would free this white up to pick the ball up, or they can of course use this school as well. Yeah, carving themselves out some space where they can try and stand safely. Yeah, did use that 2 dice. So now these 2 players are both free to try and grab the ball. Still got a reroll. Dog with the fast ghoul, who has the ball now. That is a bit far forwards. That's not safe at all. This white just can't keep up. Has with a couple of go for it's. We're going to see some here too. Okay, so it's quite big risks there. Yeah, I think just holding it in here, and then for another turn, the next turn you make space and you move forward again, and then you score in the final turn. Like, this is pretty risky. This player can blitz, has tackle as well, but doesn't get a knockdown, even with the reroll. So now they need to try and hold this player in. They've got tackle here, so the Undead will need to try and deal with that, because you can't just... Well, you can just dodge away from it, but it's much more dangerous than normal without using your dodge skill. Right, so how can the Undead score here? One, two, three. Yeah, just looking at making this a box, blitzing from that corner with the mummy, which would be a go for it, and then if this is a knockdown, pushing it into there, and the ball carrier is free, you can maybe then come this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and go for it. Although, if you can just, yeah, she hasn't got tackle, so dodging through that corner rather than the go for it is safer. Blitzing here though, just blitzing this player, so they're just going to go for the 3+ dodge away. Oh, go for the handoff to the white. Okay, just as safe as the dodge away from tackle, and does score. So points on the white, always valuable. That one had already levelled, but valuable points on the white nonetheless. And that is 3-1. Do we have time for one more for the Dark Elves? They've got 2 turns to the Undead's 1. They definitely have the speed to score in 2 turns, okay? They are lining up back here, so that will make it tougher because as soon as they get players in scoring position in turn 15, the Undead can react to that. So if the Dark Elves want to score again, they need multiple scoring threats in this turn. Okay, they are moving a bit further forward again. I'll change my mind about that. But they do have space to push by flank still. I think they probably... I'd probably be blitzing this one because it's the tackle player who's more dangerous. Sending 1 or 2 fast players around here, blitz this one, get some players over here. So you can probably get 4 or 5 players who can score, and the Undead will struggle to deal with all of those. Although it looks like they're happy to just sit on their 3-1 lead, which is fair enough. So they're going to get the ball, maybe spend 2 turns throwing it. So who can level with points? Quick snaps, maybe towards the ball. Oh, away from the line of scrimmage as well. Also, something you can't do in new rules. You have to be unmarked to move on a quick snap in new tabletop rules. So we've got a 13-point player here. 12-point player would be good to go on because then he's touchdown ready. And yeah, they're just going to run away here and keep the ball safe down here and chuck it about and try and avoid damage. Which is totally fair enough at this point of the game. No rerolls left, so that fail pickup means no throw this turn. Can the Undead reach anyone? They can't, they just skip their turn. I'll have one more attempt at a throw here. Which is successful for a point, and that is all we get. So the game is done. A 3-1 win, that's another leveled lineman there on the MVP. Not a great MVP for the Undead with that going on a block zombie. This zombie's probably got everything it needs, more even. Not many blocks from the Dark Elves, but they spend a lot of the game just trying to avoid that, which definitely plays to their strengths in this matchup. Quite a few for the Undead, who grabbed 3 removals off it. Just one knocked out Undead player, which was a ghoul, I think, who came back on next drive. And quite a few points floated around. Both teams did alright for points, and there were a couple of levels for that team as well. Yeah, so it is game round 4. It was the first game. I had lost track a bit with the changeover. We've still got High Elves against Amazons and Nurgle against Chaos to come. We'll have a look at these teams. So Chaos still have levels to take. I think that was the Warrior who rolled a double, wasn't it? So I'll have to take that for the next game. Yeah, it's this Warrior who I think is taking dodge as far as I remember from conversations, but obviously doesn't have to. Teams that just played, so Dark Elves had some levels. So we've got this blitz finish in the next game. The runner picked up Sure Hands, which is a great skill for a runner to take. We've got another Agility 5 player in this lineman. So it's an otherwise unleveled lineman with Agility 5. This is a real shame having the Agility bust on this this kick wrestle player. He can maybe still do a job as a kicker on Agility 3. But it is a real shame. We've got a niggling injury on this block lineman. It is. I think I did that actually, sorry. That was last time round. The Witch Elf picked up Wrestle. And is that all? I thought there was one more for some reason. I think that must have been all. So we've got Wrestle Witch, Agility 5 lineman, and Sure Hands on the runner. Which is not a bad guy. And they are down 2 players next game though. Which is against who they playing last. Against the Chaos team. But the Undead, that's Amazons. Undead are here. They picked up some levels 2, so that's still the same. Tackle White picked up Dodge, which is pretty cool. Mummy, this injured skeleton, mighty blow. There is a strength 4 zombie, which is kind of cool. A bit more strength for this team. And I think there's now an extra block zombie, I think, from that. But yeah, 200k now. So still got way too much money because, like we said before, everything over 50k, over 150k adds to your team value. That's a Bloodwiser baby given away by just holding all that money. You can afford 2 ghouls and should probably buy 2 ghouls. Should probably sack this guy as well, and 15 players is probably still one too many as well. So you could fire someone else too. But also, if you don't want to buy any other players, you can spend that money in here to level up your stadium and buy an enhancement. You can spend 200k on that, on leveling it up, and then maybe getting the enhancement that does stuff like cancels the weather, so it's always nice weather, or there's other stuff as well you can look at. But I would, in this position, buy 2 ghouls, fire that agility 1 skeleton, and probably a zombie as well, and you'll be in much better shape. The team value will go up a bit because the ghouls are worth more, but they're better players and worth having around. So I don't know when these other games are happening, so I'm pretty sure both after Christmas, so I think we're going to take a bit longer over this game round, but that first one's done.